With us earlier is 40 years of Sports Report being celebrated today. Let's join Peter Jones in the radio studio as he builds to Sports Report.
And in the background, there's the voice of Desmond Lynam. Desmond, welcome. It's all terribly excited here. We need sort of bells and things ringing. It's marvellous.
It's good, Peter. You're building to Sports Report now, aren't you? And
that's it. That's
5 o'clock. How many seconds have you got before that famous old music comes
I've got
up?
12 seconds, Des. 12 seconds. So our 40th anniversary, the clock, that red second hand goes forward. It's approaching 5 o'clock. It's the familiar sound of Out of the Blue and Sports Report. And welcome to the 40th anniversary edition of Sports Report. This is Peter Jones in Studio B9, Broadcasting House, London. In this programme, 40 years ago, these were the headlines. Arsenal beat Sheffield United 3-2 to strengthen their grip on the championship. At Twickenham, the Australian Wallabies beat England by 11 points to 0. And there's another test match century for the great Don Bradman. Our Sports Report headlines today: Arsenal's slide continues. A goalless draw at home to Queen's Park Rangers keeps them in third place. Liverpool are foiled at last, but it's rain that beats them at Derby. Celtic's Frank McAvenny scores twice, past 2 Rangers keepers, as Celtic win the Old Firm rematch. And the rest win the trial at Twickenham to confuse the selectors, but no such problems for the Scots at Murrayfield. But one thing never changes on Sports Report: the classified football results are always the next item. They're read, as they've been for the last 13 years, by James Alexander Gordon.
Barclays League Division 1, Arsenal 0, Queen's Park Rangers 0.
We leave Peter Jones and James Alexander Gordon there. You might have been listening to that programme for 40 years. That's the first time you've seen it. And now, Grandstand's closing headlines. And with the top 2 teams out of action today, Liverpool stay 13 points clear in Division 1. Manchester United join Arsenal on 42 points. And Wimbledon move into 5th, ahead of QPR on goal difference after their 5th straight win. Forest play Everton on BBC One Match of the Day tomorrow. At the bottom, no change, with the only teams playing, Watford and Oxford, both losing at home. In Division 2, Aston Villa take a clear 3-point lead over Crystal Palace, who move above Middlesbrough by virtue of scoring more goals. At the bottom, Malcolm McDonald's Huddersfield still in trouble after yet another defeat, but Shrewsbury and West Brom had good wins to move up the table. In the 3rd Division, no change at the top, with the leading 3 all winning. At the bottom, York remains 7 points adrift of Doncaster. Both lost today. Wolves increased their lead to 4 points in Division 4 after their 2-0 win at Crewe. At the bottom, Newport are now 11 points adrift of Rochdale, who drew at Stockport. Vauxhall Conference, Barnet, whose game at Weymouth was postponed, had their lead cut to 2 points by Lincoln. Bottom, that defeat leaves Northwich still well adrift. And in Scotland, Celtic beat Rangers 2-0 to open up a 3-point lead at the top. There's no change at the bottom. Well, there we are. Why don't you do what I'm going to do over the next few seconds, and that's join in Sports Report on Radio 2. They're celebrating 40 years, and it's been a tremendous 40 years. From us, goodbye.
Swansea City 0.